This k is showing the proportion of variation. So we say k is equal to x over y. So where k is constant, it means that for every successive, this k is telling you that for every successive new value of x or new value of y, k must be constant. So let me show you using a diagram. If you have this table, x here, you have x here, you have y here, and you have k here. Now your first value here is, let's say this is 3, this is 9, and you don't know k. So the first thing you need to do is that since k is equal to x over y, you are going to write k is equal to x over y here. Then k is equal to x is 3 and your y is 9. So k is equal to 1 over 3. So you write 1 over 3 here. If you write 1 over 3 there, let's assume that you have 27 here and you are told to calculate the new value of x for this place. You already know that 1 over 3 will be constant throughout here. So if you have 27 here, you have 1 over 3 here, what will x be? So let us solve that. Since k is 1 over 3, you write 1 over 3 there. Then x, you don't know it. For this particular spot, you don't know it. So, but you have been given y, which is 27. So you write 27. You now cross multiply. 3 will multiply x to give us 3x. Is equal to 1 will multiply 27 to give us 27. Divide both sides by 3. This will cancel this. X is equal to 3 here, 1, 3 in 27, 9. So you write 9 here. So your new value for x here is going to be 9. Do you get that? Now let's assume that you have 81 here. What will be your new value of x? You are still going to use this k is equal to x over y. So you already know that k is 1 over 3. X, you don't know it, but you know y for this particular row is 81. So you cross multiply. This will be 3s. 3 times x will be 3s. Then 81 times y, 1 will be 81. So you divide both sides by 3. This will cancel this. X is equal to 3 here, 1. 3 in 81 is 27. So the value of x here is going to be 27. So that's how you can know, that's how you can solve for more values of x or for more values of y, if you know your values of k. So notice that the k values here are constant all through. 1 over 3, 1 over 3, 1 over 3. Once you know your value for k, you can use that value of k and other values of y or other values of x to find whatever you are asked to find. The mass m of a substance varies directly as volume v. So the letters we need here are m and v, then k. Remember, in direct variation, we say m will divide v. So it says when volume is 250, so we will write 250 here. Mass is equal to 325. 325. Then we need to calculate our k. K is going to be, m is 325 over 250. So k is going to be, let us use 5. 5 divides 250 to give us 50. 5 divides this one to give us 65. 5 divides this one to give us 10. 5 divides this one to give us 13. So our final answer for k is going to be 13 over 10, which is actually 1.3. So you write 1.3 here. It now says find mass. So we need mass. We want to find mass when v is equal to 1.2 liters. Now I need to convert that liters to centimeter. How do you convert liters to centimeter? Now, if you want to convert liters to centimeter, just multiply this 1.2 liters, multiply it by 1,000. If you multiply 1.2 liters by 1,000, it's going to give you 1,200. Remember, k must be constant all through, so you put 1.3 there. So if you know your k, you know your v, how will you get your m? Here, come and put 1.3. You don't know m, write that. Then v is 1,200. So just simply cross multiply. That will be 1.3 times 1,200. Mass is going to be 1,200 times 1.3. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. This is 0. This is 0. This is 6. This is 5. This is 1. Remember, we have a decimal point. Decimal point here. So, and we have just one digit after the decimal point. So here, count one digit from the back, and that gives you 1,560. So here we write 1,560. That will be our new mass. So you say therefore, m is equal to 1,560. That is, when v is equal to 1,200, m will be 1,560 gram. Yeah, gram. So that is your final answer. The recipe uses sugar in direct proportion to flour. So let us use S for sugar, and this is S for sugar, and F for flour, and then this is K. Remember, K will be equal to S over F. If 150 gram of flour is required, so we write 450 here. It's required for 270 gram of sugar. We write 270 here. How much sugar is needed for 1. Okay, let us find K first. K is S over F. What's S here? 270. And what is F? 450. So we 0 cancel 0. Then 9 in 27 gives us 3. 9 in 45 gives us 5. So K is equal to 3 over 5. So let's just write 3 over 5 here. And you know that 3 over 5 must be constant throughout. How much sugar is needed for 1.8 kilogram of flour? So the flour, okay. We want to look for the amount of sugar that will be needed for 1.8 kilogram. But remember that the first 450, the first mass was given in gram. So we need to convert this kilogram to gram. How do you do that? So just multiply 1.8 by 1,000. If you multiply 1.8 by 1,000, that will give you 1,800 gram. So 1.8 kilogram is actually equivalent to 1,800 gram. So that's why I wrote 1,800 gram here. So how do we calculate the amount that will be needed, the amount of sugar that will be needed for 1,800 gram? So we are still using our relation K is equal to S over F. Since K is 3 over 5, write it. And we don't know S, that's what we are looking for. But the flour is 1,800. So just simply cross multiply. S will multiply 5 to give us 5S is equal to 3 will multiply 1,800. So divide both sides by 5. That will be S is equal to 3 times 1,800 divided by 5. S is going to be 5 here, 1. 5 in 18 is going to give us 3, remainder 3. 5 in 30 is going to give us 6, 0. That will be 3 times 360. S is equal to 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 6 is 18. Keep 1. 3 times 3 is 9 plus this 1. That's 10. That is 1,080 grams of sugar will be needed. So you say, therefore, the amount of sugar needed will be 1,080 grams of sugar. The perimeter P. So we need this letter of a regular polygon varies directly. So we know that that's direct variation. So we need P here as the length S of its side. So we need S here, but K is constant. Remember, under direct variation, K is equal to P over S. Now we were using X over Y because, and I told you that it can be any letter. This is P over X. When S is equal to 7, so this is 7. P is equal to 84. So we have 84 here. This is 84. So now the first thing we need to find is K. K is equal to 84 over 7. So what does that give us? 7 here, 1. 7 in 8 is 1. Remainder 1. 7 in 14 is going to give us 2. Therefore, K is equal to 12 here. The question now asks us to find P when S is 18. And we know that K will be constant all through. So K here will be 12. So if K is 12, how do we find P? K is already 12. P is here and S is equal to 18. So just cross multiply. This will be 12 into bracket 18. P is equal to 12 times 18. What will it give us? 8 times 2 is 16. Keep 1. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 1. That's 96. This will be 2. This will be 1. This is 6. This is 1. This is 2. So the answer here is 216. You now say therefore P when S is equal to 18 is equal to 216 centimeter. Y varies directly as X and as the square of Z. When S is equal to 4 and Z is equal to 3, Y is equal to 72. Find Y when S is equal to 6 and Z is equal to 5. So look at this. We have 3 variables. Now, the first letter that was mentioned is Y, and the second letter that was mentioned is X, and the last letter is, now look at that. They said Y varies directly as X and as the square of Z. So here you write Z square. And of course, you know we always need our K. When S is equal to 4, write 4 here. Write 4 under X. Z is equals to 3. But remember to put the square on it. Y is equal to 72. So how do we find our K here? Now, K here will be Y, because we have 3, 1, 2, 3. It's going to be Y is over, K is going to be Y over X Z squared. That's how you calculate K, because actually this is how I got that. They say Y varies directly as X, so you write Y varies directly as X and Z squared. So Y is going to be KXZ squared. Make K the subject of formula is going to be Y over XZ squared. So that's how I got this. Now K is going to be Y is 72 for this particular row over X is 4 times 3 squared. So this is going to be 72 over 4 times 3 squared is 9. So K is going to be 72 over 4 times 9 is 36. K is going to be 36 here 1, 36 in 72 is 2. So K here is equal to 2. But remember that K must be constant all through. So let me just write the second one. Now look at what they asked us to find. Find Y. So we are looking for Y now. We found K before. When S is equal to 6, write 6 here. Write 6 here. And Z is equal to 5, but put square on it. This is 2, don't forget. So we want to find Y. Now remember, you are still using this formula. K is equal to 2 is equal to, K is 2. Now 2 is equal to Y, we are looking for the Y. Over X, X is 6. Multiply by Z, Z squared is 5 squared. So that would be 2 is equal to Y over 6 times 5 squared is 25. So just cross multiply. Since Y is what you are looking for, Y is going to be 2 times 6 times 25. Y is going to be equal to 2 times 25 will give us 50 times 6. So Y is equal to 50 times 6 is going to give us 300. So it means that this place is going to be 300. So therefore, Y is equal to 300 for this particular question. Here's a task for you to attempt. Here it says find the missing part. So look at this table. This is a table of direct variation. Under X you have 6 and 14. Under Y you have 21, and this part is missing. So you have to find it. So since you already know your K is equal to X over Y, just write X over Y. Use it to find your K. Now if you know your K, you can find this place, and you know your K must be the same. Whatever you have here is what you have here. Then you can find this also. So the same thing applies here. This is a direct variation table. Use your K. K is equal to X over Y. If you put X over Y, you can find here, you can know here, you can know here. Now look at this. You have to interpret number 3, number 4, number 5. Interpret it in a table like this and solve. Number 3 says an extension of a string varies directly as the force F. So you can use extension, E for extension and F for force. So you need letter E and F. A force of 18 Newton produces an extension of 7.2 centimeter. What extension is produced by a force of 32.5 Newton? So you can do that. Number 4, the amount of water pumped into a tank varies directly with the time the pump has been running. So amount is you need A and T. That's A for amount and T for time. In 12 minutes, the pump fills 540 liters. So 12 is under T and 540 will be under amount. How much water will it pump in 17.5 minutes? So you can also do that. Just interpret it in a table like this and look for what you are asked to solve, and then you can solve. Number 5, the total cost of printing leaflets varies really with the number of leaflets printed. Printing 240 leaflets cost 9,660. So you need L for leaflet, and you also need C for cost. So L and C is what you need here. Printing 240 leaflets, so 240 will be under L, leaflet, and 9,360 will be under cost. What is the cost of printing 420 leaflets? So you can interpret this also into a table, and then you can then go ahead and solve. So don't forget to like this video and to also subscribe to this channel, and also share it to as many of your friends that you know will benefit from it. Thank you.